Good morning, my fans of a moment with Rukwaru. I'm taking a short break, but now I'm back. Now, for those who love family issues and even to understand yourself more, a moment with Rukwaru is a channel you will not afford to miss. Today, I would like to talk about the sexual disorders, deviations, and abnormality, which is very common in marriages and even relationships. If we go back to the Garden of Eden, when God created Adam and Eve, there were two main reasons for God even creating Eve. He found man was lonely, and so he felt man needed a companion, and this companion was a woman, and that is Eve. So when it came to the aspect of marriage as a relationship, there were two main reasons when we look back in the Garden of Eden. Marriage was to serve two purposes, which was also tied up with the issue of sex. Sex, I know, as I am discussing this, is a taboo subject, especially within the African setting. These are topics which need to be discussed in closed doors, or if possible, to avoid it completely. Yet, these are common problems which you likely meet within the counseling clinics. Now, the purpose of sex, if it's done in the right time and with the right person, it's okay. And that is why, for those who are Bible readers, if you read the book of the Song of Solomon, which is very poetical and very romantic, it really expounds the importance of sex. The main purpose of sex in God's creation was to serve two purposes, that is, for recreation and reproduction. Now, today, I would like to look at certain sexual deviations within our society. In every society, there are people who decide to go contrary to the norms, values, and morals, and these are people within the sociological parlance. They are called deviants. Now, many times you find the society is concerned about deviations, about people defiling young children, people being lesbians, people being gay or sodomites. It becomes a matter of concern. But yet also, there are quite a number of deviations which are rarely spoken or people are not aware about it. So today, I want us to look at some of these deviations tied up with sex. Why do some people decide just to deviate? But at the onset, today, I'm not going to discuss about the causes of these deviations, but I'm simply going to discuss about them, what they are, so that we'll be on the know to understand what are these sexual deviations. And so I'm going to talk about what we call the paraphilic disorder, or call it paraphilia disorders. Paraphilia or paraphilic disorders, these are situations where somebody diverts the sexual interest not to a person but to objects. This is according to the definition by Diagnostic Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, edition number 5, which is more of the Bible for psychologists, counselors, and psychiatrists. These are the manual which we should follow when it comes to mental disorders and other emotional manifestations. Now, one of it is what we call voyeurism. Voyeurism, some people would call it voyeurism, but it is voyeurism. It's a French term, but it has been adopted in English. Voyeurism is a sexual disorder or deviation where men derive sexual satisfaction by watching other people performing the sexual act. But I would also like to say this can also apply to women, but men are the ones who are more represented in general statistics. So these people, they derive satisfaction by watching people performing acts, and these are usually referred to as the peeping toms, and it's also a deviation. Voyeurism is a deviation. These people are getting sexual satisfaction through watching people performing the act. Then we have also got what we call the exhibitionists. Exhibitionists, these are men who exposes their genitalia so that when the women watches them, they get into orgasm or they get satisfied. It's a deviation. They are simply going to be satisfied when a woman watches and look at their genitalia. Then there is another deviation which is very, very common within public places where people are queuing for services, in banks and other places, in public transport, and this is what we call frotteurism. Frotteurism is a disorder where a male is going to form a male This is a situation where a male is going to rub their genitalia with a woman who is fully dressed or fully clothed, and then he gets satisfaction. But I would also like to say that this is not only a phenomenon only common to men, but even women can try to rub their breasts against men who are fully dressed. Frotteurism is also common in our society, but people are suffering silently when they become victims of this problem. Then we also get certain situations, certain men, for example, who derive satisfaction by putting on clothes of the opposite sex, that is for women, things like pants, or even putting on dresses, and then they end up getting sexually satisfied. And this is also a deviation, and we call it transvestic disorder, according to Diagnostic Statistic Manual or Mental Disorders, edition number 5. Now, there is what we call also sadomasochist disorder. Sadomasochism, these are people who derive sexual satisfaction by being beaten, by being whipped, by being even cut with chains. And this is the time when they get sexual satisfaction. They get sexual satisfaction either by inflicting pain on others or pain being inflicted on them. It is also a sexual disorder. Now, then there's quite also a list of paraphilias. But don't forget, paraphilia is someone gets a situation whereby one derives sexual satisfaction through an object rather than the person. And of course, this also comes even to the situation of what we call fetishist, where people get sexual satisfaction, get sexually aroused by even looking at a chair, by looking at a table, by looking at a plate, and this, when you end up having fantasies based on your fetish object, is also a sexual disorder. Now, there is what we call aquaphilia. Aquaphilia is their sexual arousal by watching water, by looking at the bathtub, by also even enjoying even swimming. When you see the swimming pool, you just get sexually aroused. We call it aquaphilia. Then there is what we call blastophilia. Blastophilia is where people get sexual satisfaction by raping. So people getting sexual satisfaction by raping is called blastophilia, and it's a sexual disorder. But remember, according to DSM, or Diagnostic Statistical Manual, edition number 5, this situation, or rather this persistent disorder, should at least be there for about 6 months. That's the time period. Then there is what we call cerebrophilia. Cerebrophilia is a sexual disorder where somebody is really trying so much, can do all what they can to have sex with a celebrity, somebody well valued, somebody respected, may it be a politician, may it be a musician, may it be an artist, or somebody who is well valued and well respected in the society. May it be the world of business, may it be in the world of academia, may it be in the world of politics, may it be in the world of music. So this is a situation we call cerebrophilia. Then there is what we call zoophilia. Zoophilia, these are people, this is a disorder where someone is going to be sexually aroused by seeing animals doing the act. It's not really bestiality, but they get aroused by watching animals getting engaged in sexual activity. It's called zoophilia disorder. Then we have also got what we call gerontophilia. Gerontophilia is a sexual disorder where somebody is going to be attracted to very, very elderly people. You find a young boy, a young man of even 20 years trying to rape a woman of 80 years or 90 years. This is because of the disorder we call gerontophilia. Then there is also a situation, a disorder we call microphilia. Microphilia is a sexual disorder where somebody is attracted, gets sexually aroused by big objects, by not really by big objects, but by even big people, big things. What do I mean? This microphilia disorder, a person will be attracted, being aroused by seeing big men, big women, big breasts, big buses, big organs and whatever, big dicks, big pussies, etc. This is the disorder of macrophilia. Then there is also the microphilia. Microphilia is a sexual disorder which means the person will be attracted to small people, small organs, and small breasts, and etc. etc. is the opposite of macrophilia. Now, I hope you have enjoyed this part 1 of paraphilic disorders. For those who have not subscribed, I would encourage you to subscribe to A Moment with Rukwaru. Thank you very much. Have a great day, and I would Welcome you to part 2 of paraphilic disorders.